What shirt are you wearing?
Blue one?
Okay, tall guy.
Sanderson?
Oh, gosh. Merry Christmas indeed.
Yeah, problem?
Yeah, so?
Repping my boy.
We never ended up showing our shirts in that vlog.
Oh, you did?
Nope.
I thought it was on the thumbnail. It's a picture of this.
Kind of, but we didn't show the camera, so that people don't know what we're talking about. That's from the Dude Perfect vlog. We like all made shirts off their alter egos, and it was great.
Yeah.
Except for it made us just a little bit late. You want to say welcome to Vlogmas Day 10?
Welcome to Vlogmas Day 10.
Or should we say night 10?
Welcome to Vlogmas Night 10.
Night 10.
Night 10.
Nighttime. 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 Daytime.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, hello. I was supposed to be vlogging this and I couldn't find the camera, so I was like, oh well. And then I realized the camera was sitting right there at the table, so I might be in trouble if I don't vlog this because it was right there. So you're a little late to the party, but here we go. I'm making a like Mongolian beef stir fry kind of thing with the random leftover vegetables that we have. Got some beef cut up, threw it in this bag that I got of flour, spices, and after I'm done dredging in the flour and stuff, I just zip the bag up and throw it in the freezer so it's always ready because I always have excess flour, so no need to get fresh stuff every time. Lose my voice a little bit. Also got some miscellaneous bell peppers and onions. I'm gonna throw some carrots in there, some frozen sugar snap stir fry because that's all we got. And I'm boiling some water over here for some rice. There's what's left of Silas's lunch that he didn't touch. And yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have a little party. You can come along for the ride. Yep. This hand has meat on it, so I'm trying not to touch and turn off the camera. But this is weird because I only have one hand.
You should just put the camera down.
You should. Alright, pausing time lapse real quick. Making a quick, like, Asian kind of stir-fry sauce-ish. That turns out pretty good. So what I do is some rice wine vinegar, some soy sauce, a little fish sauce, a little lime or lemon, cornstarch to thicken it up. We've got sesame seeds, we've got oregano, we've got ground ginger, we've got garlic powder, onion powder, and salt and pepper. But the salt go light on because the soy sauce is so salty, but this normal salt does give it a different flavor. So I've done it without that, and you need a little bit. So that's it, pretty simple, boom. Bing bang bong. And red pepper flakes.
Well, hello everyone. Welcome to Vlogmas Day 10, even though he already said that. I am getting ready to take my obscene amount of, this is not an obscene amount. This is a normal amount, right?
Yeah, if your pillbox doesn't have AM and PM yet, you're good.
Okay, see, I like that. I like that. I don't have AM and PM. I just have one set a day of all the stuff I'm taking. I just feel like the more I learned about health and the more things that I realized were missing, I try not to let supplements be the stuff that like, I don't think that supplements are gonna fix anyone. We try to eat as many nutrients as we can like through our food where we're not eating out. Right?
Yeah.
Right. But I do think that there are things like these trace minerals that I take that are really hard to replace, or have the trace mineral salt that I cook with. From what I understand, the trace minerals that used to be a lot more present and prevalent in our soils aren't there as much, especially because of industrial monocropping, which I may now be speaking a completely different language to y'all. So it's, I won't dive too deep into that, but these I can't put in here because they're like the kind that expand when exposed to moisture, and it's been so humid. It was like in the 80s today. Oh, those are bad. This, that's also super loud. Any hoodles. If anyone's wondering, actually, my father-in-law was like, you should talk about all the vitamins you take. I would find it interesting. So Joel, this clip is for you. I take trace minerals because a lot of trace minerals are missing from our fruits and vegetables because the soil doesn't have as many nutrients. I take beef liver for a whole myriad of reasons. I actually do take raw beef liver as well. I just haven't defrosted any in a while. And this kind is incredible. It's certified organic, grass-fed. And I like this one in particular because beef liver is great, but not all beef liver is created equal, from what I understand. This one's freeze-dried, so it's actually no heat is used, so it maintains a lot of the nutrients. I also am trying to take a daily dose of vitamin C, and this is not the ascorbic acid. This is actually the acerola cherry extract with, I think, some camu camu. This is like a true whole vitamin C. I take vitamin E, which has all 4 of the mixed tocopherols. I actually don't know what that means specifically, but I know there's 2 subsets of vitamin E. There's 4 in each subset. This is half of them. And then I take a probiotic, and I take Shilajit, which, was that helpful? We're trying really hard to get PUFAs and seed oils out of our diet, so adding in vitamin E is just super good for your body in general, as long as it's coming from a really good source.
You left your phone.
Thanks, bud. Even though this isn't all of the vitamin E's your body probably needs, or your body does need, it's half of them. It's a lot more than some of the vitamin E's you'll find out there only have 1 or 2 of the tocopherols in there. I think that's what I take and why I take it. If you guys have more questions, I mean, you can let me know. I just don't know if I'm gonna have the right answers, or I might just tell you to Google it. But the Shilajit tastes awful. The instructions say you can dissolve it in a cup of coffee. And I'm like, why would you ruin a cup of coffee? Oh, and I take...
Will you review what I got?
Oh, you get more supplements?
Yeah.
Not saying I know a lot, but I like to research this stuff. I think that's why I like the Outlander series so much. She became like this little apothecary healer, and I think that that's really cool that you can use herbs and food as medicine. So this is tonka?
Yep.
I don't even know what this is. Eurycoma longifolia extract. You got Shilajit?
Yeah.
What? I don't know what some of these are. Oh, and cacao. Okay. It's got 5 things and I can read 2 of them. And then ashwagandha. Supports healthy mood and focus, healthy stress response, and is supported by 15 clinical studies. Wow. 100% ashwagandha. That's cool. The only thing I don't know is how this is processed and how it gets into the capsules. Is heat used? You know, how much of the extract are you actually getting?
Gotcha.
So that's a whole different can of worms that I find these subjects really fascinating, but I don't really tend to talk about them a whole lot because I only know enough to make me slightly dangerous, but not enough to educate people on it. At least not enough that I feel like I should educate people on it. I think the only other new supplement that I purchased recently is the Mitalife Purely K. This stuff sells out like crazy. I bought 2 bottles, only to find that it's not suggested that pregnant women take it. So I'm like, okay, well, I'll wait a little bit. Yeah, Dr. Weston Price, who did fascinating studies on nutrition and food and supplements, and I think he just recently passed, actually, which is super sad because he was a huge forerunner in the space. Spoke really highly of vitamin K and how our bodies are really lacking it when we are not consuming as much animal foods. K2 in the MK7 form is largely missing in the modern diet due to the absence of traditional animal foods. Pretty cool, huh? Now that I spent a 5-minute clip explaining some of the vitamins I take. Oh, but hey, if I could get all this from food, I totally would. Oh, and that's the last thing, cod liver oil. I try not to take fish oil supplements. I'm not a huge believer in them because I keep saying from what I understand, because I just like, y'all are gonna have to research it on your own, all right? But it oxidizes in your body. So basically it's not supposed to be in a human body because then it gets too hot and it potentially goes, oxidizes or goes rancid in the procurement process. So what you're actually getting isn't that good for you. So I try to stay away from fish oils in general, but I specifically take cod liver oil because of the high vitamin A that you're guaranteed to get. You will get vitamin A from beef liver. I'm holding it like you can see the label. You'll definitely get vitamin A from beef liver, but you can't guarantee what you're getting because you don't know what the cow is eating. They're grass-fed, they're grass-finished, what all of that looks like. So I incorporated that in a couple months ago and I seemed pleased with the results. Now I haven't had any panels or tests done, so I can't speak to the efficacy of any of these that I'm taking, but I will say it is literally because of beef lovers. It is literally because of beef liver supplements that we got pregnant. Yeah, which we'll dive into a little bit later. We're planning on doing a pregnancy Q&A in today's video because I feel like I owe y'all one, and I think it'd be fun to go over some of the questions you guys had a couple weeks ago on Instagram. Oh, what else was I gonna say? Get it out really quick.
While you're thinking.
I know. But I do know that my hemoglobin levels, my iron levels, something about my iron levels is really low towards the end of my pregnancy. So I'm trying to get ahead of that. I also, with those Braxton Hicks things I get, I'm trying to make sure I consume enough magnesium to see if that would help with the muscle cramping. Which it hasn't so far, but more magnesium is always a good thing, right? Well, not always a good thing. It also depends on the type of magnesium. I'm telling you, when you get into supplements, it gets crazy. I think we have magnesium, no, I was gonna say bicarbonate. So I'm trying to make sure I get ahead of that now. I do not take traditional iron supplements though, because they make it so you can't really go to the bathroom at all, which is awful. So I like to use something called Floridix, and that is a plant-based iron supplement. And then I will also get iron from beef liver. I'm trying to think if there's anything else. Oh, this is the magnesium that thank you. We use magnesium bicarbonate. Oh, that is what it is. We dissolve it. That's actually why we originally got our, I don't take that regularly. That's actually originally why we got our SodaStream, was because this dissolves specifically in carbonated water only. Okay, well, now that I officially look like a crazy person, look at all these vitamins in front of me. So I take that and that, and that daily, and we're missing the cod liver oil.
Show this and then ask Jocko to sponsor us.
Okay, Jocko sponsor us because he's gonna see this, right? Okay. He's so proud because I can't imagine what it's like to be married to someone like me who reads labels and then like tells you everything's bad.
I do too. This is good.
And now I've ruined you.
Yeah. All organic. Greens. Look at all those greens on the back.
Wow.
It's the first one that actually tastes good.
Wow, this font is so tiny.
That's because people who take it have really good eyes, because it helps them. And I mean, if you're taking that, you can read that tiny print, no problem.
Okay, thank you. Skirt, skirt. And this is the cod liver oil. Again, wild and raw, no heat or chemicals used with the extraction, which is great. So you are getting a very pure version of the cod liver oil specifically. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave these right here. If y'all, I'm gonna leave them right here. I'm gonna pause for a sec if you wanna take a screenshot or if you're interested. Research each and every single one of these, but I do know that being really intentional with my health and really intentional with his health is like the only change that we made to be able to get pregnant. So we didn't go, we'll go into it more later when we're doing our sit down Q&A because I want food. Yeah. So I'm gonna feed baby first. And then once the kids go to bed, we can talk about it more. Oh, and do not take any of that as medical advice. Do your own research. Please talk to your medical care provider. Don't come at me. That's a good disclaimer, right? That was a good one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll get medical advice.
No, you won't. Nope, no medical advice. Eat your food. Yeah, because different bodies need different things. But I like what I'm taking. And I researched the heck out of it. So that's enough for you. Great. I was just doing a little pickup over here, which, have I explained the plywood on the window? Probably not yet. I'll get to that in a second. While Elias was finishing up dinner, I was like, hey, I think I'm gonna get these bins near the back door. Let's get them out. They don't need to live here. And then I realized we have a box or a bin labeled Christmas miscellaneous. And there's something that's been missing from Vlogmas this year. Some people have noticed. Luckily, a small human has not asked yet, but I think I just found the missing something. If you're not currently picking up what I'm laying down, I don't know how to help you. But I forgot all about these little gnomes that I had. I forgot about this Christmas trivia, which was surprisingly very hard and not at all enjoyable. At least not with young children. It just was not as fun. But these amazing tins I got from, was it Target last year? So cute. Oh, and who remembers when I painted these? The little nativity scene. So cute. So many fun things in here. I was wondering where this was. I knew I had another one of these. So all to say, I've got some more decorating to do. Oh, I know exactly where I want to put these. Yes! This is awesome. This makes me very happy. I was wondering where some of this was. Just because I haven't opened all the bins yet. That's why. Ah, and this! I got these little numbers from the antique store down the street from us. It's a little 25. Cute. And if Olivia does not get on that shelf at the end of the hallway, I'm just gonna do it myself. But she's built up quite a little tradition for herself of doing it. Oh, babe, guess what I found?
What? Is that what I think it is?
Uh-huh.
We put it in a bag?
Yep.
I don't remember that.
That's because you don't put stuff like this away.
Okay. That's fair.
It's fair. Hey, at least we got something to do tonight.
Yeah, I got a good idea.
No, no.
It involves the blender.
No.
Just make it smooth.
Are you ready to feed me yet?
Yeah, it's done.
Okay. Ooh. Ooh. What'd you make?
Mongolian beef.
What?
Mongolian beef.
Stop it.
Happy series.
Stop it. Okay. What are we doing now, bud?
We're decorating the Christmas tree.
We're decorating the big tree. So what do we need to do? Oh, are you okay?
Are you okay?
That's gonna be turned on, and then I have something to go grab real quick. That I hope works. I don't know if it works. Also in the miscellaneous box, some good old bang. So I hope it works in our record player, because it looks like there's only one song per side. We'll see. Those are records.
What are records called?
Records.
I mean, what are records?
Full fireplace right here.
Mom, we should get this hanging up here without it here and put a fireplace there.
You mean in the spot that I asked Daddy months ago if we could do a full build out and then put a fireplace in that spot?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it would look cool with the TV and a fireplace like that.
You're right. It would look so cool. I thought about doing the build out that everyone and their mother is doing, like a faux fireplace build out.
I just helped Sean do that.
I know. To where it's like the electric fireplace, so it looks nice and looks warm and inviting and it's all pretty. And I thought about doing like the Billy bookcase built-in, so it just would be like a glorious wall. But you know, since it takes us like 5 months to paint a room, I'm trying to adjust my expectations. Let's get some music going. Yes. What is?
Too slow.
Is this put you in the decorating mood, guys?
No, it makes me feel like it's Halloween. Happy Halloween, everybody! Can we do it faster?
There it is.
Much better!
All right, let's go decorate, everyone.
Now it's Christmas.
Look happy. Huh? Good job, good job. It's okay, hold steady, you're doing great. Take your time, bud, take your time, you're doing okay.
I wonder if you can flip the star upside down. I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
All right, let go.
Perfect. Ah, nice work, bud.
You
Good job. Give me 5.
You did it, bud.
Did it.
You look awesome.
Nice.
You look rad, buddy. I would have tried to drain it.
What?
What was that?
I would have tried nothing.
All right, bedtime for you, Mr. Man. Good night, Rudolph. You're
Yeah,
cute.
glitter all over your face.
Hey, wait, everyone come here real quick. Everyone cheese. 1, 2, 3.
Look at the camera, not
Look
the,
right
not
here.
the, you
Right here. Cheese.
1, 2, 3.
Why are you saying 1, 2, 3?
Yeah!
Alright. Okay, it's bedtime for you. My husband so sweetly played with my hair before he went to bed. And again, I say so sweetly, but like, left me in a bit of a state. So hopefully, there's something stuck to my brand new rug in here. I asked y'all for questions a couple weeks ago on Instagram about like what pregnancy related questions do you have. So I thought it'd be super fun to kind of go over some of those tonight. But before I launch into that, I just want to say, well, number one, like if the talk about fertility and any of that is like not interesting to you, then like probably miss me on the rest of this video. But also if you're in a place where this is hard to hear, if you're in a place where this is like painful and too tender and too raw, please do not feel like you have to keep watching any of the rest of this video or any of my content. I remember when someone I followed for quite a few years became pregnant while we were on this journey, and she said that in a video. She's like, feel free to not follow me if this is too hard, like to not watch any of my videos. And when I first saw that, I was like, oh, that's really sweet, but like, I'm gonna keep watching. And then there was a pregnancy update video and I went, no, I'm not. No, I'm not. So I just know that with that permission, I felt like, okay, I could check out. Obviously, there is a whole big full life outside of this one singular pregnancy. There are 3 other children. There's a whole little teeny tiny homestead and business stuff that needs to be tended to. So it's not like it's my first kid and like I will be focused on it in that kind of way. But if any sort of pregnancy related content is just too hard for you to consume, please feel free to take the time away from any of my content that will help you feel better. But for those of you who are interested, I received so many comments, and I mean, I put up a question box, but a lot of them are you guys just being like ridiculously sweet. So I'll go over a few of the questions to kind of get you all in the loop of what's going on, and then we'll kind of use it as the wrap up for this video. But I've been wanting to do it, so I almost intentionally kind of gave everyone like time off today so I could just sit down and make this and hang with y'all for just a little bit. How was the first trimester for you? Very easy. I have very easy first trimesters. I don't get any morning sickness. I don't have very strong smell aversions, nothing. A little extra tired, a lot extra tired this time around. There's a big difference between when I was pregnant with the girls 13 years ago and being pregnant with this one. I'm definitely a lot sleepier. But as we've talked about before, like obviously my pregnancies get a little bit more just not complicated in like a complicated pregnancy sense, but just like annoyingly annoying a little further on. Is there any element you believe helped with conception? Yes, I really and truly do. So I am gonna go on a little tangent. If you've missed any of the previous videos I have made on fertility and on what our journey has looked like and kind of what I've been through and the changes that I've made, I tried really hard to just clean up different known toxins, different things. And I say that and I'm literally wearing not clean makeup right now. So take everything with a grain of salt. But I started to look for things that were endocrine and hormone disruptors that could potentially be inhibiting my body from producing eggs and from being able to carry a child. And then I started looking into some nutritional things, and that's when I got on most of the supplements that you saw. A couple of them are relatively newer, but I was definitely on all of them when we found out we were pregnant. So I can't say that any one of those was the crux, was the key, was the change, was the pivot for me. But I went kind of, I mean, no, definitely out of my way to change up my nutrition. I went from not really eating breakfast for years, like accidentally intermittent fasting. I wasn't interested by it, whatever. Also, ironically, suffered from really bad physical anxiety. Like my face would go numb, my lips, my nose would tingle, and I couldn't figure out what it was. What I came to understand was that this anxiety was a direct byproduct, for me specifically, of having coffee on an empty stomach. If I eat food before having coffee, I'm okay. I still get anxious, I still have those feelings, but I don't have that physical rushing sensation throughout my body like I did before. That was wild. I got to the point where I was like, something's wrong. I might need to go on something for that. So I ended up putting on probably like 20 pounds with actually eating meals. Who would have thought? So over the course of a couple of years, I made these changes incrementally. Getting rid of endocrine disruptors, hormone disruptors, changing up my diet, making sure I was eating more meals a day. I'm not great at it. I'm not saying I'm always super consistent about it, but I made a bunch of changes and nothing really changed. So, side story. Elias has this one group of friends. They've all been friends since high school. They're all still super close. They have group texts. They're like, this group is like this. I adore this group to pieces. And they were talking in this group chat about how a lot of them had tested low for testosterone. And their doctor had given them the option of either coming in for, I think, weekly shots. Pretty sure it's weekly. It could be monthly, but I'm pretty sure it was weekly shots of testosterone, synthetic version of it, or they could take beef liver. Well, I think all of the friends in this one particular group, or at least the ones that got tested, opted for the shots. which is interesting because from what I understand, it will actually disrupt your body's ability to produce its own testosterone and then can make it more difficult to have kids in the future. So Elias kind of like absorbed some of this information and he was like, hey, so my friends are like, you know, they all tested really low. That's super interesting. I wonder if I'm low too. We did not get him tested, okay? We did not get any tests done and I went, well, I've been taking beef liver for quite a while now. Why don't I get some for you? And now I took it raw and I knew he would not be able to do that. In fact, I talked him into trying it once and he like gagged. I thought he was gonna get sick. So that's when I found the Satchery supplements, the ones that are freeze dried, so it maintains so much more of the nutrients. And I went from tracking and making sure I'm tracking my cycles and temperature tracking. That's what that thing is on my arm in the announcement video. It's something called Temp Drop, because you can tell where you're at in your cycle based on your basal body temperature, your waking body temperature. I'm not gonna dive into all of that because it's just a whole new TTC genre that we don't even really need to get into right now. Homie takes beef liver for a week, 1 week straight, and we get pregnant. So I'm not saying that it wasn't the culmination of like 4 years of effort on my part and dietary changes and supplement changes and cleaning up the cleaning products in our home, or a lot of them. Like, I'm not saying that that didn't contribute to that. I'm not saying, again, we had no testing because so many people would be like, why don't you just do IVF? Because it's like 20 grand. Because it's like extremely expensive and the amount of things that you have to put your body on to go through that can be really, really taxing, really expensive, and really hard on your body. So it just wasn't something that we could afford and or were interested in taking a loan out for or pursuing in that manner because it just didn't seem to make sense for where we're at. So I can't say without a shadow of a doubt that it was the beef liver, but I can say that we went from 4 years of no baby. He took it for 1 week and then I got pregnant. So I don't know if beef liver immediately increases testosterone. I don't know what that looked like, but I do truly believe that that played a role in our ability to conceive, whether it's because both of us are finally on it or he was on it, I don't know. But if you are somewhere on this path or on this journey and you are trying to conceive and having difficulty, beef liver comes in capsules. It's good for your body. It's not hard to just try. Unless obviously you are vegan or vegetarian, then that's, I don't know how to get that other than the tea shots. I don't know of another supplement that would offer that. But that's just the journey that we've chosen to take. And it worked out, obviously, pretty well for us. Now that I've gone through the super lengthy explanation, yes, I do think that that affected his testosterone levels. I think that is what quite possibly gave us the ability to conceive this time around. What baby items do you find essential? That's a separate video. I'll make a separate video for that one because that's probably too much. When are you due? I got asked this a lot. Due dates are more of like a guideline or a suggestion. Silas, ironically, was actually born on his due date. Most babies are not. I believe the due date with this one is May 11th, but we'll see where we land somewhere on that scale. How far along are you? I am, by the time you see this video, I'm 18 weeks. So I'm like just shy of halfway. Oh, I owe you a bump date because I keep wearing loose shirts. Where'd I go? Does the makeup artist hand help? We're getting there. I can still wear some pants. Very few. The stretchier, the better. What do you think made the difference on that cycle? Beef liver. How old are all your kids? So the girls just turned 13 in October. Silas is 5. He'll turn 6 in March, and then the baby's coming in May-ish. It happened naturally after 2.5 years. So happy for you. You're super sweet. More like 4. I think you're probably referring to the update video clip that I pulled out. But yes, it happened naturally for us, with no medical intervention whatsoever and no IVF treatment. Is little man still freaking out about not having the baby stuff? He's very concerned about not having enough like stuff for the baby, not behaving appropriately enough. He was like, we cannot say stupid anymore. Like, we can't say that, which we don't say it anyways. That's something we really try. Like, we also were a family that prefers to say bottom instead of butt. and toot instead of fart. So I don't know why he's like hyper fixated on not saying stupid, but I would like to think that we don't use it with that much frequency, but he's concerned. When did you tell your family and friends? I called my mom immediately, took the test, Elias wasn't home, called my mom sobbing hysterically. Everyone else, I told my sister a little early on, my cousin who's one of my best friends, I told a little early on. And then everyone else we told after the 2-month mark. Not that it really, like, I know society says you have to wait until 12 weeks. We didn't with some family members. What are the kiddos hoping for? Boy or girl? Well, Silas obviously wants a boy. Hardcore wants a boy. The girls, they said girl, but I think they'd be happy either way. Oh, you going to have a home birth again? Yes, ma'am, I am. I loved having a home birth. Now, my bathtub here is like nowhere near as big as the last one, and I didn't intend to give birth in the tub last time. I think I've probably mentioned this before. I had an accidental unassisted home birth with Silas, meaning I was supposed to have a midwife there, but we didn't realize how quickly I was gonna progress, and so I accidentally ended up delivering my own baby. So this time, we're going with a midwife who's a little bit closer than 45 minutes away. And I think we'll probably get a pool and put it in this room. There's a big enough space over there that I think we'll be able to make it work, but home birth is rad. Are you gonna find out what you're having? Yes, I lack the chill. To wait. Be like, no, just find out when it comes out. Absolutely not. Did you ever end up going for fertility tests or treatment? No. Can you and Elias do a bump contest? Baby bump versus beer bump. Who can get bigger? Dun dun dun. Like, actually, she typed out the dun dun dun. No, we're not doing a contest because at a certain point he has to give up. He becomes ill if he eats too much. What is the device you wore on your arm? I've been trying for over a year now and no luck yet. That was the temp drop. But you could really use any sort of thermometer to check your basal body temperature. I just like that one because sometimes I'd forget to use like a regular thermometer. Gender reveal or waiting until birth? If you've made it this far in the video, then congratulations. No, just kidding, I'm not telling you what it is. I don't even know what it is yet, truthfully. But we will be finding out before the end of Vlogmas, and we will be doing a gender reveal in Vlogmas. Oh, the drama. I think I'm probably gonna release it on Christmas Eve. What do you think? Too much? Or just right? Can we throw you a virtual baby shower? I don't know how I missed that. You are so sweet. I don't know how to receive that. But I really appreciate you offering. Maybe I'll throw together like a little Amazon wish list or something. But I think, yeah. I just think you're really sweet for asking. Just one in there, or is it another set of twins? It's one. It's one. Before I even booked my midwife, I went to one of those ultrasound places and was like, hi, can we just check on the situation? Because I will say, I did have 3 different bleeding stints where, like the first time around, I was like, oh, I thought I was miscarrying. And then I wasn't. So our thoughts are that it could be the placenta moving, and then I just bled a little bit. I mean, it's still a decent amount of blood, and it happened on 3 separate occasions. But baby's in there, baby's moving fine. I can already feel kicks. Although I always think I feel them super early. So I went in to get confirmation at one of those ultrasound places before we picked out the midwife that we want to work with. Which is so funny because I actually haven't even officially booked her yet. So I keep saying that, but I haven't booked her yet. And I think that's all the questions that I'm gonna go ahead and do for tonight, because most of them are just kind of either like really sweet comments or the same questions that I've already answered, or we'll probably make this video an hour long. But I just wanna say, guys, thank you so much for your excitement about this pregnancy and about this baby. We've prayed for this tiny little human for so long. It feels a little unreal. For sure. And now that I feel like I'm really starting to like bump, it feels more legit. But then again, I feel like I've just been wearing a lot of baggy t-shirts anyway, so it's not, so it doesn't really feel like a bump until I try to put on like a pair of pants, and then it feels like something. So it's gonna be a wild ride. Maybe I could put together like a list of some of the things I'm absolutely getting this time around. This is baby number 4. We're nursing, we're doing the whole kit and caboodle. So I know with pretty full assurity the kind of things that I want to pick up and that I want to have on hand. So maybe I'll do an updated video after Vlogmas of all the things that I will be adding to cart for baby number 4. But I'm gonna go ahead and leave this video here, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you have more follow-up questions about trying to conceive or about the pregnancy in general, I think I could probably do a whole separate one once Vlogmas is over, but the intent of these videos is to bring a little bit of Christmas cheer to you every single day from December 1st to December 24th. So I'm just gonna go ahead and let that keep being what it is, and we can pick up more pregnancy related content afterwards. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you tomorrow. Good night.